first thing that we need to know here is how to find the length of the line which joins 2 points. And you should know that if one of the points is x1, y1, and your other point is x2, y2, then the distance between those 2 points is going to be, by Pythagoras, the square root of the difference between the x coordinates, and that's all squared, plus the difference between the y coordinates, so that's y1 minus y2, all squared. And it doesn't actually really matter which way round you do your subtracting. So here we want to find the distance from A to B. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the square root of the difference between the x coordinates, well that's going to be 5 minus 1 squared, plus the difference between the y coordinates, that's just 3 minus 1 squared. So that's the square root of 4 squared plus 2 squared, and that's the square root of 16 plus 4, which is the square root of 20. I'm going to simplify that because actually it comes out as a bit easier later on. The square root of 20, remember to simplify, we don't like large thirds like 20. I'm going to split it into 4 times 5, choosing the 4 here because 4 is a square number, and then I can split it into the square root of 4 times the square root of 5, which is 2 root 5. So the diameter of my circle, I'm just going to start getting my head around that, the diameter of my circle is 2 root 5. And here we have point A, and here we have point B. Part 2 says the coordinates of the midpoint of AB, and I can see here, now I've drawn it, that actually the midpoint is going to be the centre of my circle. So the centre of the circle here. Now to find, again using these two general points, to find the midpoint of 2 points, we add together the x coordinates and divide by 2. That gives us the x coordinate of the midpoint, and then we add together the y coordinates and divide that by 2, and that's going to give us the y coordinate. So taking the two x coordinates, well I've got 1 and 5, so I'm going to do 1 plus 5 and divide that by 2, and then the y coordinates, that's going to give me 1 plus 3, and that's divided by 2. So that comes out as 6 divided by 2, which is 3, and 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So the centre of my circle is 3, 2. Now the last part asks me to find the equation of the circle, and I should know that the general equation of a circle is x minus a squared plus y minus b squared, which equals r squared, and that's for a circle which has a centre AB and a radius r. Well, in this case, A and B are 3 and 2, because I've just found that that's the centre of my circle. So here, the equation of my circle is x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared, and that is equal to the radius squared. Now, if we look over here, the diameter of my circle is 2 root 5, which means that the radius is half of that, which is going to be root 5, and then the radius squared is going to be the square of the square root of 5, well that's just 5. So the right hand side here is just 5, and there's the equation of the circle.